Hey, welcome to Sanctum number 6. Got to try and get that number right, so I got it wrong last time. This is episode 6 in the series, so we are gonna kick off here and see what these new levels have for us. So here we go. That last run went, all right in the end. So hopefully we'll have a similar kind of situation here. Hopefully I'll get the idea quickly, and hopefully it'll just be a nice simple run. No idea what's going to happen here. We've seen a few new looms or whatever the hell the things are, and they were interesting. They require more human interaction, as the towers don't really do their job because you have to hit them in that very, very specific spot on them. So there's no, the extra bits and pieces and crap that goes on is of no use to us. So we're gonna pick Sky, I think, again, as so far she has been the most useful all-round character for us. Haven't unlocked any new guns. Level 14 for the next one. That's quite a way away. Now we got a new tower, the Violator. Sounds awesome. I believe it's one of the ones that we were given for free in one of the other levels we did much earlier on. I have no idea if it's any good, if it's any use, if it's useful for the particular aliens we are going to face in this particular level, and I kind of don't know, but it seems like something we should have. Obviously they're giving us bigger, more powerful towers in order for us to take on bigger, nastier enemies. So I'm going to put one in. I'm going to lose one of my more favoured guns here because it's a good all-rounder for damage, speed and reload and all that kind of stuff. So this is a complete and utter experiment. No idea if this is going to be what we need it to be. Again, it's an interesting kind of starting position, way off the field here. Got to do a bit of a run. Nice waterfall to run over here. Did I skip a beat? Did I miss something? did a boss just come in on... Oh, he's just crushed whatever the hell that was. A boss has just come in on the first wave. Like, I literally didn't do anything, and they just send the biggest creature they have. Now, I didn't pay any attention, but I assume there's more than one wave to this. So I'm kind of concerned. If they're sending in the big guy first, what does that mean for the rest of the level? Now, I'm doing virtually no damage here. No one else is doing any damage to him. And he is literally just pounding my core here. Like, there's no stopping him at this point. I just have to keep swapping guns in the hope that I can get some damage done. Now, he is dead, but my core must have taken an absolute hammering there. I can't say that I'm extremely excited about that whole situation. Now, it does, looking at the icons there in the background. What the hell is this thing? Does it do anything? I don't think it does anything. Looking at the icons that are coming out next, the second wave is going to be much easier than the first wave. Now, I can't imagine in any game ever you would ever think that the second wave would be easier than the first. Usually there's some sort of level progression as we go. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, I've been chatting to some people online. I have regular viewers of this and my other videos from an online community that I'm part of. And the gentleman that I know as Clinter13, he has given me lots of good advice about defending my core, but also putting guns out towards their entrance into the level. He went into more detail than that, obviously, and I'm going to try and take lots of advice based on how to do this. So, I've read everything he said, and I'm going to try and apply it, as much of it as I can remember to apply it, and as much as I can remember to do. I also spoke to a viewer, a subscriber, called Hale Dixon. Now, he has given me the most invaluable piece of information that I was completely unaware of while playing this game, simply because I'd never played it before, and I've basically just started filming the videos for it, so I haven't spent any real time beyond the playing here. So he has told me that I can actually determine what the towers aim at. Now, that's extremely useful information. I think it's probably one of the most useful pieces of information, because my guns, I've been complaining from video to video how the electric guns, my favourite gun in the world, just picks on those silly little pups. The pups I can take care of, the smaller guns can take care of the pups. So I was completely like, this is the worst thing ever. I'm just wasting ammunition or time or whatever else because the gun needs to reload, and bigger enemies were getting through and I was just getting hammered. Now, what he's told me is I can actually change where those guns fire at. So if you look at the instructions, it says press F by the target. It's something I'd never noticed before, but if you press F, you can see it cycles through these options that you can have. So you have to default the closest one to the gun, the least health, and the most health. Now, for the bigger guns, I think it makes more sense to go for the biggest. These, because they explode once the creature is dead, again, I think the most health. It will chase them down the map and absolutely destroy them, hopefully, by the time they get here. I also read in the instructions for those particular guns that they ignore armour, so those armoured creatures, hopefully, will take a bit of damage. Now, I'm just going to go around quickly changing all the guns settings here. This one will probably be for the flying creatures, the least health, because hopefully they'll have less health than the bigger, more hardened creature, and they'll take those flying creatures out. So yeah, I kind of completely lost my train of thought, but the idea being that I can now set those up, and we'll see how this works out for us as it attacks those bigger enemies, hopefully. And that gun is taking an awfully long time to fire here. I don't know, there you go, it finally fires. I have no idea how useful that gun is, how much damage it does. So we will just back up towards these guns so they can help me out here. Now, obviously that lightning gun has fired at that flying creature. However, at the time it probably was, it couldn't sense any other larger creatures within its radius. And that's what I kind of think that setting does, is it won't just wait for a huge creature to come in. It's not focusing completely on the big creatures. It's just, if it can sense 5 or 6 creatures in the same moment, it'll go for the larger one of the amount you've got there. Now, I've only got a minute to do what I'm going to do here, and that's kind of irritating. I say irritating, obviously, it's a mechanic of the game, but it's a mechanic I'm not a big fan of. That was the old tower that got smashed, so we're just going to build around that for now. I've run out of blocks. They haven't given me an awful lot of wall blocks, which is kind of upsetting. I feel that, because of the way this is a mass open spread field and they can kind of go in any direction they really want here, I kind of need to put towers and guns all over the place so that we can take them out. I'm running out of time here, so just going to try and stick down another stick down one of those which has got a wider arc to chase the creatures in and power that up a little bit, and we'll see what happens here. That laser kind of bent through time and space and fired in the wrong direction. So these creatures again, I think we've got pups here and some rhinos, neither of which in this kind of open setting where I've got lots of space to move around particularly bothers me. This electric gun, far more useful for these little pups that actually do look quite big when you get up close to them. Far bigger than I thought they were. So hopefully we're just going to get through this wave, no real bother. But my point being that looking at the layout of the map, I'm going to have to probably recycle some of these guns, relay walls, recycled guns, relay walls, because I don't know that my initial layout is going to be the best layout. I've just literally put guns in and hope for the best looking at the creatures that are coming out. Now, something I haven't done in the other videos is reposition. You can recycle and reposition wall parts and guns if they're not really working. And in this situation, because these creatures can just literally, you can see they're coming from the left and the right, they're avoiding all gun situations here. So I am going to probably have to recycle some guns further down the line and try and, you know, be a little bit more tactical. These later levels, I imagine, are going to get harder and harder. The fact that we started off with a boss, it kind of says, you know, where we're going with this. I don't know if the learning curve needs to be more of a curve than a sheer fucking drop. But hopefully, you know, the game's sort of saying, oh, you're a level 10 or whatever by now. And maybe they don't expect you, maybe the game designers didn't expect you to complete the level first time every time. Perhaps they expect you to fail a couple of times so that you can build up your level, so that I'm just going to block this end off, so hopefully they can't get down there. Maybe they still can, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe they're thinking to themselves that, you know, you can build up a level or two doing the same level over and over again, so in the end you do become strong enough, either through upgrades to weaponry, upgrades to towers or whatever else. So maybe doing the first run every time is not a requirement here. Now, as I said, because I'm trying to push the looms over to the far right hand side of the map, these guns are no longer useful where they are. They'll be a complete waste of time if I leave them there, so I'm gonna remove them all in order to push them to the other end. Oh, I didn't realise you could repair this. Is that just gonna... I don't know if that cost me any resources or anything, but that's awesome. I have some weird gun that I've never had before. No idea what it does. So again, I'm going to push this wall further up, push the looms into a position where I want them to kind of go, and then hopefully just hammer them. Now, looking at the two creatures we have coming out here, the giant dragonfly and the soaker, gonna need some heavy artillery for those. They do take something of a beating. I'm going to put another one of those laser guns back in as I took one out. Hopefully that, I mean, I'm guessing it's a powerful laser. I've never actually looked at the damage comparatively to any other weapon. But hopefully they do a lot of schoolboy humour. Hopefully they do a lot of damage, because I'm going to put another one in with the hope that we can get some good stuff done here. So I'm going to change this to the most health, because I want that firing at the larger creatures, as I imagine, and it is just my imagination at this point, that they do a lot of damage. I probably should check the stats on them before really just throwing them down willy-nilly and being a waste of time. So we probably, rather than putting another tower down, could just do with powering some of the other towers up. This one, because it's right at the end and they kind of have to go past it, and they're a large creature, I think we'll just hammer them with the electricity here and we will see what happens. Now, my new tower that I've just rebuilt doesn't appear to be doing anything, so maybe it's just now a set piece. Perhaps it doesn't have any actual function. Is that laser gun going to fire? It kind of made a gesture to fire, but nothing actually came out. I don't know if that's just a glitch in graphics and it did actually do some damage or anything. You can see I'm walking backwards here, and that is mostly so that when these creatures come for me, and they often do come for me personally, they have to come past all these guns, and if they stop for a brief moment to take their time to kill me, they will. There we go. So he's taking his time. Now hopefully what's happening while I'm distracting him is those other guns are pummeling him. Well, apparently not, because he's still got full health. I was rather hoping that those other guns would have time to recharge and get pummeled. Now my core is taking a beating here. That boss first of all must have done some damage, and now we've got a lot of creatures going through. More large creatures with a lot of energy and health coming in. So again, this may be something of a learning curve for me here. I may have to do this level a couple of times, I don't know. But we will. Oh Jesus Christ! There's another one. We will see as we progress here. Surely that can't do that much damage. Surely there must be a health to damage ratio. We've got it done. We're not quite halfway through, but you technically can't be halfway through a wave system that goes to 11 as we
Killing off
we have to be halfway through level 5 or wave 5. So basically what I'm going to do now is build a path where they have to go around past these other towers, because obviously, as you saw, they can just come at this at any angle they want. I don't know if I have to shut this off or can shut this off. I don't know if it's really that important to shut this end section off or not. So this is what I want them to do, is walk down here and then get hit by all of these towers. So I'm going to put one of these in, because they ignore armour and they will chase the enemy continually. So while they're attacking the core, they'll hopefully be being dogged by this little drone. No, they don't do an awful lot of damage. I'm just going to change this so they attack the bigger enemies again. They don't do an awful lot of damage, but they'll be worn down by that continual just hammering of
get ready.
Bullets, hopefully. Now, again, we don't have anything too scary in this wave. It's mostly all pups. I think maybe the odd... Oh, that other tower is now working, and it's a giant laser beam. It doesn't seem like it's doing that much damage, though. But I guess it doesn't take a lot of time to reload, because it doesn't seem to ever be stopping. It's just continually... Once it's locked onto an enemy, it just seems to be focused on it until it's dead. Now, if you look at the little mini-map, you can see just tons of red heading towards this. Thankfully, they are all just little pups, and I can probably murder most of them without any real trouble here. So, snorkelers or whatever they are. Again, the electric gun seems to make short work of them as I ghostbuster my way through most of the enemies here. There are some larger walkers coming, and we will see how that pans out for us when they get towards these other guns. Hopefully they're just going to get mullered by everything here. As I say, force them down this channel here, past all these. Hopefully, that's good. That massive laser gun straight in the face. Again, 50. Well, technically, I suppose a minute to do something with. I've got so much to do in that minute that I'm probably not going to do it. So, I'm going to block this off. Take them right the way around. They appear to be now coming out of down the end here. So I'm just going to make sure they're getting hit. Now what I ultimately want to do is block that off entirely so they can't go that way, but because I am under a time constraint and I'm running out of time, I am literally just going to put some towers down to do some damage to them, and then hopefully in the next wave or the wave after, slow progression, I'll hopefully just block off that end so they have to come past those towers at the very end, and hopefully we can get some good damage done. Now again, looking at the creatures coming out, I'm hoping most of them will be obliterated by most of the artillery that's coming forward for them. Those ones that look like they're just avoiding all damage whatsoever, and my gun obviously doesn't fire that far. Probably just wasting my time firing. Again, don't seem to be doing a whole lot of damage here. Whoever designed these creatures did a good job. I mean, they are nasty looking fucking things here. They are quite scary coming in their hordes. You know, if you actually put yourself in this position for real, I imagine that would be quite unsettling to see such hordes of creatures heading towards you. Oh, good. There's that little drone just continually. It's not doing a whole lot of damage, but you know, hopefully it's doing some damage to that creature. Again, you know, one makes it through.
Seems to be all of them.
My mouse seems to have got a bit weird there. So, we're through wave, I don't know if it is wave 6 or wave 7 we've just done. It's hard to tell what wave we're actually on, whether that was wave 7 and we're going to wave 8 next. Either way, we've got through that wave, and it says 7 of 11, which is fantastic here. So, one there, and that will force them to go up the other way. So I'm going to recycle this, place in one of those, recycle this, and place in one of those, because now hopefully none of the enemies will be going in that direction. And then we will continually, hopefully, force the aliens in this direction up. I can't seem to just focus on the tower, so we'll remove all of it, place another one back in. Now there are flying creatures and they ignore walls, so probably want to just leave these other two guns. The damage is only like 100 on these. It seems to have done a lot of damage in that last wave though, so I'll leave it there. I was tempted to recycle it. We're sticking an electric gun on the end here because most creatures will have to go past it. Maybe get some more towers down here as well.
This is gonna get.
I don't know if they'll have to really walk past that one at all, but we'll put it in anyway just in case. Again, I kind of want those larger monsters chased by a little drone, and we'll stick in one of these on the end here so that it can hopefully see through to the core, so anything that makes it that far will still get hit. I'm on 11 out of 15 towers, so I don't know it's wholeheartedly worth putting down too many more, so we'll just upgrade some of these towers in the hope that they do more damage. I don't really want to take that the whole way up. Might as well upgrade some of these other towers maybe. Let's see if that works out. So good, that's more powerful now. We'll take 10 off of there, and that will probably just about do it, I reckon. Just make sure all these towers are attacking the things I want them to attack. So most health and most health. I probably should go and check those other towers up the top there to see if they are attacking what I need them to attack, but hopefully, you know, they'll just do damage in general. So there's that laser gun chasing that flying creature. Again, doesn't seem to do a whole lot of damage to them. It seems to just be focusing on one creature for a very long time, and it's living that whole time. But it seems to dog them, it seems to chase them far enough, and it seems to spin at quite a rate as well. So, you know, it can chase them. I imagine we can and will unlock that tower for building at some point. I could be wrong in that. It might just be if you get it in the level you're lucky kind of thing. Now we have a couple of heavy armoured creatures coming towards us now. I'm hoping their path down here will take them past the electric gun and the drones, and will mean that they take something of a beating. So it is taking damage from these guns for the most part. The electric gun seems to be the only one really doing any damage, and although the drone says it ignores armour, it doesn't seem to be doing... it's just a mess of fucking enemy here. It doesn't appear to actually be doing any real damage, but maybe that's because the damage on it is so low that there's no... it's not visible on the energy bar because the damage is so low.
Nice.
Okay, so our core only has 1200 points left, and we've still got 3 more waves to go as far as I can work it out. The good thing is we're not timed for this particular level, so I can take some time to think about what I want to do and how I need to protect my core. I'm going to try and bring this down there. Bring this down and hopefully then again force them to go through a very, very fine channel, and that will mean that's no longer needed. And there, and we can put it here instead, because they have to walk through this very small channel here. So again, hopefully this will mean that we can bombard the enemy with just damage as they come in. Now I'm going to go up here and put down some more blocks, or not blocks because I don't have any blocks left, but some more towers. I don't know if that's really going to reach them. It probably will. I'm hoping as they have to walk past that, it will hit them on the way out. We have flying creatures, those annoying testicle-headed kind of creatures, and some flying stuff. So the flying creatures should hopefully get churned up by that laser gun thing that we didn't actually build. And some of these radial guns, the ones that spin and swivel a fair amount here. So I think I'm going to put another one in here, because again those flying creatures don't actually have to follow a path. They don't worry about the walls or anything along those lines. So we are literally just going to have to probably take those out ourselves. But there you go, there's that laser gun firing straight into that flying creature, and that massive great big laser gun just finishes it off. The fact that it can see that far and shoot that far is fantastic. The only problem is that it takes forever to reload, it would appear. So just take out some of these creatures. Guns seem to be doing a good job all round for the most part. We do have some of those weird and wonderful creatures coming in. Again, I assume that's because you have to hit them in their exposed testicles to kill them, and most of these guns don't. They aim for the body or the main part of the creature, which means they kind of get away with it somewhat. I was hoping some of the laser guns and the other guns would ignore the armour on these creatures and still do some damage. It kind of is, you know, it's getting taken down. Excellent. So, you know, didn't go too badly in the end. I think this setup for the most part is pretty good, but we will want to continue making their walk into our core that little bit longer and that a little bit harder. So another laser gun or electric gun, because those things are goddamn awesome. And we'll stick in another one of those. Oh! Well, it wouldn't be a Sanctum episode if I didn't get crushed by something flying out of space. I didn't realise that the guns flying from outer space were also as damaging as one of these blocks flying from outer space. I suppose if I used my brain,
This will do it.
I realised that would have done. Now, why have I removed that gun and stuck it there? I noticed in that... Ah, Jesus Christ, another boss. I noticed in that last run that gun didn't really fire an awful lot. It wasn't doing an awful lot. I mean, you can go round between each wave and see how much damage it does per wave, so you can tell if it's being useful or not. Now, that's a creature we've never seen before. This is a boss. The other boss seems far more dangerous, and this one looks like one of those creatures that doesn't actually do any... This one looks like it's going to do some damage. That looks like it would do some damage. So we probably want to avoid the giant electrical eye of said beast. I imagine that would make absolute mincemeat out of our core as well. I reckon one shot from that thing is going to be enough. Now that laser gun is continually chasing that super heavy, but again, very little damage appears to be being done to its overall health bar. Now, I'm ignoring it for the minute and taking out some of those smaller creatures because obviously they still need finishing off, and they can still do damage to the core if this boss takes out all my towers. So mop up some of these and then worry about this giant freaking... So it doesn't have a glowing arsehole, and it seems shooting instead missing glowing arsehole doesn't do any damage. You can't do any damage to its eye when it's firing. Basically, I have absolutely no idea how you kill this thing at all. The electricity seems to have zero effect on any part of its body. I mean, hopefully holding its attention here so my guns can just... Oh... So my guns can just hammer it. Obviously, if I hold its attention, I should probably try and get away from the supersonic blast that it fires at the same time.
I'm back here.
So in the end, yeah, my guns did their job. They finished it off. But, you know, having a boss this early on and still having waves left, that's concerning, I have to say. Luckily, he only did damage to one gun, which I am going to rebuild here. And I've got all the towers I can have laid out, so I'm going to put another block there, force them to come through this particular section. And I need to just put, I think, a couple more up here, at least one more up here. Or do I? No, I don't. I don't actually need to do it at all.
Killing off the vermin, one tower at a time.
I'm going to stick one there just to make their... Again, I'm replacing that with just a block, so as to still have them walk this path, have them singled out, so I can stick another electric gun here. And hopefully that'll do some awesome damage to them as they go. And we just need to power up some other guns that we own in order to do more damage. So, what do we need to power up really? This gun on the corner seems like it's going to get to see the most amount of enemies, so we'll power that up and hopefully we're good to go. Now this wave doesn't seem like it's a particular issue. Most of the creatures are quite small, though numerous. I am going to try and take out these flying creatures as much as I can. allow my towers to take out some of those other creatures. As I imagine they'll be more problematic. These Spitfires don't seem to take an awful lot to kill. I'm taking a bit of damage myself in doing so, but overall, hoping that by taking care of them, the towers can take care of those. Now, you know, they don't appear to be going for the core, they seem to be coming from me, or oh no, so maybe they are going for the core still, but they have to go through me to get to it. Yeah, I mean, trying to get some of their attention so they focus on me just gives those towers that little bit... Oh, he's already dead. Just gives those towers a little bit more time to do what they've got to do and finish these off. So,
That seems to be all.
the last wave, I have to say, early on in this level when we saw around level 7, level 8, wave 7, wave 8, that our core had taken an absolute beating and we were looking like we might actually lose it. Another boss came in, I mean the second boss of the level. Not excited about the future of this game if they're doing that with bosses, but you know, that we've managed to get this far, and maybe, probably is, you know, due to the advice I was given by the two guys that have spoke to me about this game and what I'm doing right and wrong. I'm thinking the protect the core and exit or entrance, the guys having the guns focus on the right enemies rather than waste too much of their time on the enemies that aren't necessary. I'm hoping that is you know, the plan we can take forward and have, you know, successful runs because of that kind of situation. So let's see what we get here. Oh, that's going after those soldiers on the side there. There's an awful lot of very heavy damaged creatures here, and that hoverer only now taking damage because you have to shoot it in the back. I was hoping that was some sort of area effect weapon would do some damage, but apparently not. Oh Jesus. So yeah, an awful lot of heavy armoured, heavy damaged creatures coming through there, and I have just been fired out into the lake. I don't suppose I can get back to the base, so I'm just going to have to commit suicide by jumping down here. Not really excited about doing that, I have to say, as the fight goes on and I can see in the little mini map that there is a creature attacking my core. Oh, bit of a misfire there. Well, there only appears to be 2 creatures left. So hopefully we've done this. So I think this was wave 11, wasn't it? It was the last wave. And there you go, victory. So that was super good. Yeah, hammer time.
Done.
Didn't get to the next rank. That's upsetting. Got a lot of kills, got a lot of damage done. Excited about that whole situation. It says jumps all blue. I don't imagine the towers do that much jumping. So I've now unlocked giant trees, although I've only got 50% complete and the other 163. I don't know if there were some challenges I missed. But anyway, if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!